to get started, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you Harold Levine, the Dean of the School of Education, who is a partner in this academy.
Thank you. And actually, there are 3 partners, and they're all really important to making all of this happen because there's a lot of work that goes on all year long to make today happen, and to give your faculty, your teachers, an opportunity to experience Shakespeare in a different way, in the way that you have. So there's the Los Rios Community College District, and David Williams, who will speak at the end, is here. Folsom Lake, and then of course this wonderful Mondavi Center. And Joyce Donaldson is not here right now. She hopes she has another conflict, but we hope that she'll be here before the end of the program. So I'm not going to go on, and there's just a couple things I want to say. First of all, I think it's really cool that you're here. And it's what this is really all about, all of this year-long experience and partnership we have with the Globe Theatre in London. It's really about you learning about Shakespeare in a different way. And that's really the second thing I want to say. All of us, I think, have grown up believing that Shakespeare is supposed to be really important, and both for the English language, both for the theater, drama, for the culture, for civilization. And I can tell you, vaguely remembering what it was like to be in middle school and high school, how absolutely boring and horrible it was reading Shakespeare, because it was just about trying to make sense of the text, reading arcane language from the late 16th and early 17th centuries that you had to puzzle through that didn't make any sense. And then teachers trying to make it relevant, and maybe you still have experienced that too sometime in your career in school, trying to make Shakespeare relevant by saying, well, students, let's think about what it's like as a teenager today and relate that to Romeo and Juliet. And I was like, oh God, no. So, and there are even movies that try to do that. So this is really different. And as you all probably have heard, Shakespeare is really about performance. And the actual plays were not written down until later, probably after his death, into these folios. So what Shakespeare was about was performance, and that's what you're doing. And my hope, my great hope, I think all of us who partner in this, as well as your teachers, they hope that this will be a different experience, so that really Shakespeare does come alive for you. You do see its importance and value in the English language, in our culture, in our history, and in our drama and our arts. So that's our great hope. We're all looking forward to your performances today. And congratulations in being here and going through the program. And teachers, thank you. I know how hard you work, so thank you.
All right, one last call to turn off your cell phones. Put them away, please. If you need to know where the exits are, they are right back out the way you came in, and there's also an exit out here, so there's your emergency for our guests. And at this point, we would like groups 1 to start, followed by group 2,
3 right behind them,
and 3 right behind them.
Watch for the silent fingers.
4, you are on deck. And with this, the 2013 Globe Education Academy is delighted to present The Taming of the Shrew.
Tranio, since for the great desire I had to see fair Padua, and by my father's love am armed, to deck his fortune with his virtuous deeds. And therefore, Tranio, for this time I study that part of philosophy, the trees of happiness, by virtues especially to be achieved, tell me thy mind.
Gentle mastermind, I am glad that you thus continue your resolve. Only, good master, while we do admire this virtue and this moral discipline, I pray music and poesy used to quicken you. No profit is grown where no pleasure is tamed.
Tranio, well dost thou advise? If Biondello work come ashore, we could take a lodging. But stay a while, what company is this?
Master, some show to welcome us to town.
Gentlemen, I firmly am resolved not to bestow my youngest daughter before I have a husband for the elder. If either of you love Katherine, they shall you have to court her at your pleasure.
To cart her, rather. She's too rough for me. There, Hortensio. Will you any wife?
I pray you, sir, is it your will to make a stale of me among these mates?
Mates, maid? No mates for you, unless you are of gentler, milder mold.
In faith, sir, you shall never need to fear. It is not halfway to her heart. But if it were, her care should be to comb your noddle with a three-legged stool and paint your face and use you like a fool.
From all such devils, good Lord, deliver us.
And me too, good Lord.
That wench is either stark mad or wonderful froward.
And the other silenced, I see, maid's mild behavior and sobriety.
Well said, master. Mom, engage your fill.
Gentlemen, that I may soon make good of what I have said. Bianca, get you in. And let it not displease thee, good Bianca, for I will love thee nevertheless, my girl. A pretty pate. It is best put finger in the eye, and she knew why.
Sister, content you my discontent. Sir, to your pleasure I have it subscribed. My books and instruments shall be my company, on them to practice by myself. Lord Shrew, thou mayst hear Minerva speak!
Signor Baptista, will you be so strange?
Why will you mute her up, Senor Baptista, for this fiend of hell, and make her bear penance of her tongue?
Gentlemen, content you. Bianca, go in. She taketh most delight in music, instruments, and poetry. Schoolmasters will I keep within my house, fit to instruct her youth. If either of you know such any, prefer them hither. And so, farewell. Katherine, you may stay, for I have more to commune with Bianca.
Why? And I trust I may go too. May I not?
What? Shall I be appointed hours as though I knew not what to take and what to leave? Ha!
You may go to the devil's dam. If I can, by any means, light on a fit man to teach Bianca, then I'll wish him to her father. Farewell.
So I see your Gremio, but a word I pray. The nature of our quarrel touches both one thing specially.
What's that, I pray?
Marry, sir, to get a husband for a sister.
I say a devil. Thinkest thou, Hortensio, though her father may be very rich, any man is so very full to be married to hell?
Tush, why, man? There'd be good fellows in the world that would take her with all faults, and money enough.
I cannot tell.
But come, by helping Baptista's eldest daughter to a husband, we set his youngest free for a husband. Sweet Bianca! How say you, Senior Gremio?
I am agreed. And would I had given him the best horse in Padua to begin his wooing down would thoroughly woo her, wed her, and rid the house of her. Come on.
I burn, I pine, I perish if I achieve not this young, modest girl.
Master, you look so longly on the maid. Perhaps you mark not what's the pith of all.
Oh yes, I saw sweet beauty in her face.
Saw you no more? Marked you not how her sister began to scold and raise up such a storm that mortal ears might hardly endure the din?
Tranio, I saw her coral lips to move, and with her breath she did perfume the air. Sacred and sweet was all I saw in her.
I pray, awake, sir. Thus it stands. Her eldest sister is so cursed and shrewd that till the father rid his hands of her. Master, your love must live a maid at home, and therefore has he closely mewed her up, because she will not be annoyed with suitors.
Ah, Tranio, what a cruel father's he! But artst thou not advised he took some care to get her cunning schoolmasters to instruct her?
You will be the schoolmaster and undertake the teaching of the maid. That's your device.
It is. May it be done?
Not possible, for who shall bear your part in being Padua, here Vicentio's son?
We have not yet been seen in any house, nor can we lie distinguish by our faces for man or master. Then it follows thus. Thou shalt be master, Tranio, in my stead. I will some other be. Tranio, at once, uncase thee. When Biandello comes, he waits on thee, but I will charm him first to keep his tongue.
In brief, sir, sithy your pleasure is, and I am tied to be obedient. For so your father charged me at our parting. Be serviceable to my son, quoth he, although I think 'twas in another sense. I am content to be Lucentio, because so well I love Lucentio.
Tranio, be so, because Lucentio loves, and let me be a slave to achieve that maid. Here comes the road. Sirrah, where have you been?
Where have I been? Nay, how now? Where are you? Master, has my fellow Tranio stolen your clothes? Are you stolen his or both? Pray, what's the news?
Your fellow Tranio here to save my life puts my apparel and my countenance on, and I for my escape put on his. For in a quarrel since I came ashore, I killed a man, and Pharaoh was ascribed. Wait you on him, I charge thee, as becomes while I make way from hence to save my life. You understand me?
Aye, sir. Narrow wit.
And not a jot of Tranio in your mouth. Tranio has changed into Lucentio.
The better for him. We're so too.
But Sarah, not for my sake, but your master's I advise. You use your manners discreetly in all kind of companies. When I am alone, why, then I am Tranio, but in all places else, your master Lucentio.
Tranio, let's go. One thing more rest that thyself must execute. You must make one among these wooers. If thou ask me why, sufficeth my reasons are both good and weighty.
Verona, for a while I take my leave, to see my friends in Padua, but of all my best beloved and approved friend, Hortensio. And I trow this is his house. Here, Sir Grumio, knock, I say.
Knock, sir? Whom should I knock? Is there a man that has permission?
Villain, I say knock me here soundly.
Knock you here, sir? Why, sir? What am I, sir, that I should knock you here, sir?
Villain, I say knock me at this gate and rat me well, or I'll knock your knave's pate.
My master's grown quarrelsome. I should knock you first, and then I know after who comes by the worst.
Will it not be? Faith, sirrah, and you'll not knock. I'll ring it. I'll try how you can soul, fall, and sing it.
Help, masters, help! My master's mad.
Now knock where I bid you, sirrah, villain.
How now? What's the matter? My good friend Grumio and my good friend Petruchio, how do you all do at Verona?
Signor Hortensio, come you to court the friend.
Look you, sir, he bade me knocking and rapping soundly, sir. Well, was it fit for a servant to use his master's soul?
A senseless villain! Good Hortensio, I bade the rascal go knock upon your gate and could not get him from my heart to do it.
Knock at a gate? Oh, heavens! Spec you now these was playing. Sarah, knock me here, rock me here, knock me well, and knock me sound. How now with knocking at a gate?
Sarah, be gone or talk not, I advise you.
How now? My good friend Petruchio. What happy gale blows you from old Verona?
Such wind as scatters young men across the world to seek their fortunes farther than at home. Thus it stands with me. Antonio, my father, is deceased. And I've thrust myself into this maze, happily to wive and thrive as best I may. Crowns in my purse I have, and goods at home, and thus I'm come abroad to see the world.
Petruchio, shall I wish thee to a shrewd and ill-favored wife? Yet I promise she'll be rich, very rich.
But thou art too much, my friend. I shall not wish thee to her. Senor Hortensio, if thou knowest one rich enough to be Petruchio's wife, be she foul, cursed, and shrewd, she moves me not. I come to wive it wealthily in Padua. If wealthily,
Then happily in Padua.
I can, Petruchio, help thee to a wife, with wealth enough, and young, beauteous, broad as best becomes a gentlewoman. Her only fault is fault enough. She's intolerable cursed, and shrewd, and froward. I wouldn't wed her for a mine of gold.
Oh, peace, Signor Hortensio. Thou knowest not gold's effect. Tell me her father's name, and 'tis enough.
Her father is Baptista Manola. Her name is Caterina Manola, renowned in Padua for her scolding tongue.
I know her father.
Though I know her not. Tarry, Petruchio, I must go with thee. His youngest daughter, beautiful Bianca, none shall have access unto to Caterina the cursed, got a husband. Now shall my friend Petruchio do me grace and offer me disguised in sober robes to old Baptista as a schoolmaster, well seen in music, to instruct Bianca, to make love to her, and unsuspected court her by herself. It is the rival of my love.
What will you read to her?
Whate'er I read to her, I'll plead for you as my patron, sir.
And you are well met, Signor Hortensio. I have promised to inquire carefully of a schoolmaster for the fair Bianca, and by good fortune, I have lighted on this young man.
Tis well. And I have met a gentleman, hath promised to help me to another, a fine musician.
Remio, listen to me. I will tell you news indifferent, good for either. Here's a gentleman who by chance I met will undertake to woo cursed Katherine, yea, and to marry her. If her dowry please.
Hortensio, have you told him all her faults?
I know she is an irksome, brawling scold. If that be all, masters, I hear no harm.
Oh, sir, such a life with such a wife were strange. But if you have the stomach to it in God's name, you shall have me assisting you in all. But will you woo this wildcat?
Why, I came hither but to that intent. Think you a little din can daunt mine ears? Have I not in my time heard lions roar? And do you tell me of a woman's tongue that gives not half so great a blow to hear, as will a chestnut in a farmer's fire? Tush, tush!
Hortensio, this gentleman has happily arrived.
I promise we be contributors and bear his charge of wooing whatsoever.
And so we will, provide that he win her.
Gentlemen, if I may be bold, tell me, which is the readiest way to Signor Bautista Manola's house?
He that has the two fair daughters, is it he that you mean?
Even he.
Hark you, sir, you mean
Perhaps him and her, what have you to do?
Not her that said, sir. It's in hand, I pray.
I love no chiders, sir. Barnello, let's away.
Sir, a word. Are you a suitor to the maid you talk of? Yea or no?
And if I be, are the truth as free for me as for you?
But so is not she.
For what reason, I beseech you?
For this reason, if you'll know that she is a choice love of Senor Gremio.
That she's the chosen of Signor Hortensio.
Softly, my masters, hear me with patience. Baptista's a noble gentleman to whom my father is not all unknown. Fair Leda's daughter hath 1,000 wooers. May well one more may fair Bianca have. Lucentio shall make one.
What? This gentleman will talk us off?
Sir, let me be so bold as to ask you, have you yet ever seen Baptista's daughter?
No, sir, but I hear you have two. One is famous for scolding tongues, the other for beauteous modesty.
The first is for me, sir. Let her go by.
Yeah, leave that labor to great Hercules.
Sir, the youngest daughter, whom you hearken for, her father keeps from all access of suitors until the elder daughter first be wed.
If it be so, sir, that you are the man must lead us on, me amongst the rest, and break the ice and do this feat, achieve the eldest, the younger free for our access, whose hap shall be the happier when I so graceless be to being great.
Sir, you say well. And since you do profess to be a suitor, you must, as we do, ratify this gentleman, to whom we all rest generally beholding.
I shall not be slack. In sign whereof, please you may, we contrive this afternoon, quaff carouses to our mistress's health, and do as adversaries do in law. Strive mightily, but eat and drink as friends.
I'll extend that motion, fellows. Let us be done.
Unbind my hands.
Of all thy suitors here, I charge to tell thee who thou lovest best. See thou dissemble not.
Believe me, sister, all men alive have never yet beheld that special face that I can fancy more than any other.
Minion, thou liest! Isn't it not Hortensio?
If you affect him, I swear I'll plead for you myself, but you shall have him.
Ho, do you like your fancy riches more? You will have Gremio to keep you fair?
Is it him you envy me so? I pray thee, Sister Kay, untie my hands.
Why, how now, dame with gross insolence. Poor girl, she weeps. For shame thou him, O devilish spirit, why thou the wrong him that did thee wrong thee?
Her silence flouts me, and I'll be revenged.
What am I saying? Bianca, get thee in.
What? Will you suffer me not? Nay, now I see, she is your treasurer. She must have a husband. Talk not to me. I'll go sit and weep until I find an occasion of revenge.
Good morrow, Baptista.
Good morrow, Gremio. Gentlemen,
Pray, have you not a daughter called Katharina?
Fair and virtuous.
I have a daughter called Katharina.
I am a gentleman.
That hearing of her beauty and mild behavior, am bold to show myself a forward guest within your house, to make mine eye the witness.
I do present you with a man of mine.
Cunning in music and mathematics, instructor fully in those sciences.
His name is Letio.
You're welcome. But for Catherine, she's not for your turn. The more my grief.
I see you do not mean to part with her.
Mistake me not. What may I call your name?
Petruchio.
You are welcome.
Let us that our poor petitioners speak too, to express the like kindness myself freely give. Unto you, this young scholar, as cunning in languages as the other in music and mathematics. His name is Cambio.
1,000 thanks. Welcome.
May I be so bold to know the cause of your coming?
Pardon me, that being a stranger in this city here to make myself a suitor to your daughter, unto Bianca, fair and virtuous. And towards the education of your daughters, I bestow a simple instrument and a small packet of Greek and Latin books.
Lucentio is your name. You are welcome. Take you the lute, and you the set of books. You shall see your pupils presently. We will.
Signor Batista, if I get your daughter's love, what dowry shall I have?
One half of my lands and 20,000 crowns.
Let specialities be therefore drawn between us, that covenants may be kept on either hand.
Aye, when that special thing is well obtained, that is her love.
That is nothing, for I tell you, father, I am rough and woo not like a babe.
Well mayest thou be, but be thou armed for some unhappy words. How now? Why does you look so pale? Will my daughter prove a good musician?
I think she'll sooner prove a soldier.
Castn't break her to the lute?
No, for she has broke the lute to me. I did but tell her she mistook her frets, and she struck me on the head, while she called me rascal fiddler.
By the world, it is a lusty wench. I love her 10 times more than ever I did.
Proceed in practice with my younger daughter. She's apt to learn. Signor Petruchio, shall I send my daughter Kate to you?
I pray you do. I will woo her with some spirit when she comes. Say that she frown. I will say she looks as clear as morning roses, newly washed with dew. If she deny to wed, I shall crave the day when I ask the bands and when be married.
Good morrow, Kate, for that is your name, I hear.
They call me Katherine, that you talk.
You lie in faith, for you are so-called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed. Hearing of thy mildness praised in every town, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first. You were immovable.
What's immovable? A joint stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such shade as you as me, you mean.
Come, you Ross, I think you are too angry.
It's my, well, if I be Washbus, best beware my sting.
Who knows not where Wasp does wear his sting? In his tail. Come again, good Kate, for I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again.
If you strike me, you are no gentleman.
Nay, come, Kate, you must not look so sour.
It's my fashion when I see a crab.
'Twas told me you were rough, and coy, and sullen. But now I find report a very liar, for thou art pleasant, passing courteous, but slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
It is extemper from my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry me, sweet Catherine, in thy bed. Your father hath consented that you shall be my wife. And will you, know you, I will marry you, for by this light I see thy beauty at dawn. Like thee bow, I am he, born to tame you, Kate. Here comes your father. Never make denial. I will have Katherine to my wife.
How speed you with my daughter?
If it were impossible, I should speed amiss.
Why, how now, Dr. Katherine?
Call you me daughter? You shewed me tender fatherly regard, to wish me wed one half lunatic.
Father, 'tis thus, for we have agreed so well together that upon Sunday is the wedding day.
I'll see thee hang Sunday first.
Oh, then good night on our part.
Be patient. 'Tis bargain twist a twain being alone, that she shall still be cursed in company. 'Tis incredible to believe how much she loves me.
Give me thy hand, Kate. I will to Venice to buy apparel against the wedding day. Provide the feast, father, and bid the guests.
Says much!
Amen.
I will to Venice. Sunday comes apace. We will have rings and things and fine array. And kiss me, Kate.
We will be married on Sunday.
Katherine welcomed you with all. But railing pedant, this is the patroness of heavenly harmony. So then, give me leave to have prerogative, and when in music we have spent an hour, your lecture shall have leisure.
Preposterous ass that never read so far to know the cause why music was ordained. Was it not to refresh the minds of man after his studies or usual pain? So give me leave to read philosophy, and will I pause to renew our harmony?
Sirrah, will not bear these rays of thine.
My gentlemen, you do me double wrong. To strive for that with rest is my choice. I will not be tied to hours nor appointed times, but learn my lessons as I please myself. To cut off all strife, here sit we down. Take your instrument. Play the whiles. His lecture will be done ere you tune.
You leave his lecture when I'm in tune?
That'll be never. Tune your instrument.
Where left we last?
Here, madam. Hic ibat smoet. Hic es gea tellus. Hic stetaret. Priami. Gea. Calcis senus.
Hic ibat simois. Hic es gea tellus. Hic steterat priami. Regia calcis senus.
Construe them.
Hic ibat. As I told you before. Smoy. I am Lucentio. Hic est, son unto Vincentio of Pisa. Sigea tellus, skies lust to get your love. Hic steterat, and that Lucentio that comes a wooing. Priami is my man Tranio. Regea, bearing my port. Calcis senus, that we might beguile the old pantaloon.
Hic ibat, as I told you before, simois. I am Lucentio. Hic est, son unto Vincentio of Pisa.
Sige, tell us, disguise us to get your love. Etc. And that Lucentio becomes a wooing. Priami is my man Stranio. Regia, bury my port. Calcicenis, that we might beguile the old pantaloon.
Madam, just now in tune.
Let's hear. Oh, fie the troubled jars.
Spin the whole man in tune again.
Now, let me see if I can construe. Hic ebat mois, I know you not. Hic estige tellus, I trust you not. Hic steterat priami, take heed, he hears us not. Brigada, presume not. Calcicenis, spare not.
Madam, my instrument's in tune. All but the bass. The bass is right. 'Tis the bass knave that jars. How fire and forward our pedant is. Now for my life, doth court my love. Pedescule, I'll watch you better yet.
Time I may believe that I mistrust. Let it rest. Now let me go to you. Take it not unkindly, pray that I've been thus pleasant with you both.
You may go walk. My lesson makes no music in 3 parts.
Are you so formal, sir? Fine, I will walk and watch withal, for be I be deceived, our fine musician grows amorous.
Madam, before you touch the instrument, I must begin with the rudiments of art. Teach you gamut in a briefer sort. More pleasant, pithy, and effectual than hath been taught by any of my trade. And there it is, in writing fairly drawn.
Why, I'm past my gamut long ago.
Yet read the gamut of Hortensio?
Gamut I am the ground of all accord.
A.
Plead Hortensio's passion.
B.
Bianca take him for thy lord.
C.
That loves with all affection.
D.
One thought to nurse have I.
Il a me, pick me.
Show pity or I die. Call you this gamut. Tut, I like it not.
Mistress, oh mistress, your father prays you leave your books to help dress your sister.
You do know tomorrow's the wedding day?
Farewell, sweet masters both. I must be gone.
Faith, mistress, I have no cause to stay.
But I have cause to pry into this pedant. Methinks he looks as though he were in love. Yet if Bianca be so humble to cast thy wondering eyes on every stale, seize thee that list. If once I find thee arranging, Hortensio will be quit with thee by changing.
Mistress Bianca has loved none so well as Lucentio.
Oh, despiteful love and constant womankind, I tell thee, Litio, this is wonderful.
I am not Lateo, nor is a musician as I seem to be. I am called Hortensio. See how I kiss and court, Signor Hortensio. Here I firmly vow, never to woo her more.
Fie on her, see how beastly she doth court him?
Listen here, and I'll be married to a wealthy widow ere 3 days pass. Kindness in a woman, not her beautiful looks, shall win my heart.
Mistress Bianca, I have forsworn you with Hortensio. Have you both forsworn me?
Then we are rid of Litio.
You'll have a lusty widow now that she shall be wooed and wedded in a day.
Then God give him joy.
Aye, and he'll tame her.
What, there's such a place as a taming shrew?
Yes, I, in particular the master, to tame a shrew and charm a chattering duck.
Master, at last, I have spied ancient angel will serve the turn.
What is he, Biondello?
Formal in apparel, in gait and count, surely like a father.
I'll make him glad to see Vincentio give assurance to Bautista.
God save you, sir.
And you, sir, shall be far.
Of Mantua.
Of Mantua, God forbid, and come to Padua careless of your life?
My life, sir.
How, I pray, for that goes hard.
'Tis death for anyone imaginable to go to come to Padua, know you not?
Alas, it is worse for me, for I have bills of money to exchange.
But to do you a courtesy, I will advise you. First tell me, know you one Vincentio?
Yes, a merchant of incomparable wealth.
He is my father, and he somewhat doth resemble you.
As much as an apple, doth an oyster, and all one.
To save your life, this favor will I do you for his sake. His name and credit shall you undertake.
I will repute you ever, the patron of my life and liberty.
This is the appointed day that Katherine and Petruchio should be married, and yet we hear not of our son-in-law. What will be said? What mockery will it be to want the bridegroom, when the priest attends, to speak the ceremonial rites of marriage? What says Lucentio to this shame of ours?
No shame but mine. I must, forsooth, be forced to give my hand, opposed against my heart, unto a mad-brained rudesby full of spleen, who will in haste and means to wed at leisure. I told you, he was a frantic fool,
who will 1,000 point the day of marriage, make friends and fight and proclaim the banns, yet never means to wed where he hath wooed. Now must the world point for Katherine and say, lo, there's mad Petruchio's wife.
If it may please him, come and marry her.
Patience, good Katherine, and Baptista too. Upon my life, Petruchio means but well. When our fortune stays him from his word, though he be blunt, I know is passing wise. Though we be married, yet withal, he is honest.
Would Katherine have never seen him, though?
Go, girl. I cannot blame thee now to weep. For such an injury would vex the very saint, much more Shrew of thy impatient humor. Master! Oh, master!
News, and such old news as you've never heard of.
Is it new and old too? How may that be?
Is it not news to hear Petruchio's coming?
Is he come?
Why, no, sir.
What then?
He is coming.
When will he be here?
When he stands where I am, and sees you there.
But say what's thine old news?
Why, Petruchio's coming in a new hat and old jerkin, a pair of old breeches thrice turned, a pair of boots that have been candle cases, one buckled, another laced, an old rusty sword taken out of the town army with a broken hilt and chapless. His horse with an old mouthy saddle and stirrups of no kindred, besides possessed with the glanders, the non with the bot, swayed in back, shoulder shotten nearly before, and a headstall of sheep's leather, which hath often burst and now appeared with knots, one girth 6 times piece, and a woman's crupper of velour.
Who comes with him?
Oh, sir, his lackey, for all the world compares him like the horse.
'Tis some odd humor that pricks into his fashion, yet oft times he goes but mean apparel.
I am glad he comes, howsoever he comes.
Why, sir, he comes not.
Didst thou not say he comes?
Who? That Petruchio came?
Aye, the Petruchio came.
No, sir, I see his horse comes with him, on his back.
That's all one.
The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be.
Come, where be these gallants? Who is at home?
You are welcome, sir.
And yet I come not well.
And yet you helped not.
Not so well apparelled as I wish you were.
Were it better I should rush in thus, but where's Kate? Where's my lovely bride? How is my father?
Gentles, methinks you
Frown.
Why, sir, you know this is your wedding day. First you were sad, fearing you would not come. Now sadder that you came so unprovided. Fie, doff this habit, a shame to your estate, and eyesore to our solemn festival.
And tell us what occasion report hath all so long detained you from your wife, and sent you hither so unlike yourself.
Tedious a word to tell and harsh to hear. Sufficeth, I'm come to keep my word.
But where is Kate? The morning wears. It's time we are at church.
See not your bride in these unreverent robes. Go to my chambers, put on clothes of mine.
Oh, not I, believe me. Thus, I would visit her.
But thus, I trust you will not marry her.
Good sooth, even thus. Therefore, had done with words. To me she's married.
Not into my clothes. 'Twere well for Kate and better for myself. But what a fool I am to chat with you here. And I should bid good morrow to my bride, and seal the title with a lovely kiss.
He has some meaning in his madness, sire. We'll persuade him, be it possible, for a better area to go to church.
I'll after him and see the event of this.
Dun 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 dun.
Signor, came you from the church?
I'll tell you, Sir Lucentio, when the priest should ask if Katherine should be his wife, "Aye, by God's bones," quoth he, and 'twere so loud that all amazed the priest let fall the book, and as he stooped again to take it up, this mad-brained bridegroom took him such a cuff that down fell priest and book and book and priest. "Now take them up," quoth he, "if any list."
Gentlemen and friends, I thank you for your pains. I know you think to dine with me today, and have prepared great store of wedding cheer. But my haste doth call me hence, and therefore I mean to take my leave.
Is it possible you will away tonight?
I must away today before night comes. Make it no wonder. If you knew my business, you would rather treat me go than stay. And, honest company, I thank you all that beheld me give away myself, this most patient, sweet, and virtuous wife. Dine with my father, drink a health to me, for I must hence, and
Farewell to you all.
But let us entreat you stay till after dinner.
It may not be.
Let me entreat you.
I cannot be.
Let me entreat you.
I am content.
Are you content to stay?
I am content you shall entreat me stay, but yet not stay. Entreat me how you can.
Now if you love me, stay!
Grumio, my horse.
Aye, sir, they be ready. Goats have eaten horses.
Nay, then, do what thou canst. I will not go today, no, nor tomorrow. The door is open, sir. There lies your way. For me, I'll not be gone until I please myself.
O Kate, content thee. Prithee, be not angry.
I will be angry! What hast thou to do? Father, be quiet. He shall stay my leisure.
Ah, very, sir. Now it begins to work.
Gentlemen, forward to the bridal dinner. I see a woman may be made a fool if she had not a spirit to resist.
They shall go forward, Kate, at thy command. Obey the bride, you that attend on her. Go to the feast, be mad, be merry, or go
hang yourselves. But for my bonny Kate, she must with me. They look not big, nor stamp, nor stare, nor fret. I'll be master of what is mine own. She is my goods, my chattels. She is my house, my household stuff, my field, my barn, my horse, my ox, my ass.
My anything. Touch her whoever dare. I'll bring mine action on the proudest he that stops my way in Padua. Grumio! Draw forth thy weapon. We are beset with thieves. Rescue thy mistress if thou be a man.
Nay, let them go. A couple of quiet ones.
One thing not quickly, I should die with laughing. Of all mad matches, never was delay.
Come, gentlemen, let's go.
Jades, I am cast to make a fire, for my lips might stick, freeze to my mouth, and my tongue to the roof of my mouth, and my heart in my belly. Come thaw me. How, Curtis?
Who calls out so coldly?
A piece of ice, if thou doubted, of God, for my head to my heels, from my neck to my shoulders.
Is my master and his wife coming?
Water. Water and fire, 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 good Curtis.
Is she as hot as a shrew she reported?
A good mistress.
A witty drink will fry no beast.
Did you hear?
All things ready, and therefore the fire, the news, Maria.
Well, my mistress and are tied to my horse.
How?
Well, they fell off the saddle into the dirt.
Tell me why.
Lend your ear.
Here? Tis the tell-a-tale, and that's to fill-a-tale.
They're here, they're here.
Where be these foolish knaves? What no man adore to hold my stirrup nor take my horse? Where is Nathaniel?
Here, sir.
Here, sir, here, sir, here, sir, here, sir. You logger-headed, unpolished groom. With no attendance, no regard, no duty? Where is the foolish knave I sent before?
Foolish as I ever was before.
Did I not bid thee meet me in the park and bring the rest of these rascal knaves with thee?
Yes.
Sit down, sweet Kate, and welcome.
Off with my boots, you rogue villain. Ow! You put my foot awry. Take that. And where's my spaniel Tyrillus? Sarah! I get you hence and bid my cousin Ferdinand come hither. One Kate, you must be kissed and acquainted with. Where are my slippers? Shall I have some water? Come, Kate, and wash. You whoreson villain! Shall you let it fall?
Patience, I pray you, till they fall unwilling.
Unmannered knave. Come, Kate, I know you have a stomach. Will you give thanks, sweet Kate, or else shall I? What is this? Mutton?
Yes, sir.
You made it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, 'tis so burnt and dried away. What, do you grumble? I'll be with you straight.
I pray you, husband, be not so disquiet. Meat was well, but so contented.
Oh, sweet Kate, the meat was burned and dried away. And for this night, look fast for company. I'll take thee to thy bridal chamber.
No, forsooth, I dare not for my life.
The more my wrong, the more his spite appears. What? Did he marry me to banish me? And that which spites me more than all these wants, he does it under the name of perfect love. I prithee, go and get me some repast. I care not what, so it be wholesome food.
What say you to a neat's foot?
'Tis passing good. I prithee, let me have it.
I fear it is too choleric a meat. How say you to a fat tripe finely broiled?
I like it well. Good, Romeo. Fetch it me?
I cannot tell, I fear 'tis choleric. What say you to a piece of beef and mustard?
A dish I do love to feed upon.
Aye, but the mustard is too hot a little.
Why then? The beef. and let the mustard rest.
Nay, then I will not. You shall have the mustard, or else you get no beef of Grumio.
Then both, or one, or whatever thou wilt.
Why then the mustard without the beef?
Ah, go! Get thee gone, thou false deluding slave, that feedest me with the very name of meat. Sorrow unto thee, and all the pack of you, that triumph upon my misery. Go! Get thee gone, I say.
How's my fair Kate? What's sweeting all the more?
Mistress, what cheer?
Faith, as cold as can be.
Pluck up thy spirits, Kate, and look cheerful upon me. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, what, not a word? Take it away.
I pray thee, sir, let it stand.
The poorest service is repaid with thanks, and so shall mine before you touch the meat.
I thank you, sir.
Signor Petruchio, fie, you are to blame. Come, Mistress Kate, I'll bear you company.
If thou lovest me, eat it all. Much due unto thy gentle heart, Kate. We unto thy fathers, and revel it as bravely as best, with silken coats and caps and golden rings, with ruffs and cuffs and fare-than-gales and things. The tailor stays thy leisure to deck thy body in ruffling treasures. Come, tailor, lay forth thy gown. What news with you, ma'am?
Here is the cab, your worship, the thing.
Why, it's molded on a porringer. Away with it and come with a bigger.
I'll have no bigger. This doth fit the time, and gentlewomen wear such caps as these.
And when you are gentle, you shall wear one too, and not till then.
That will not be in haste.
I trust I may have leave to speak, even in the uttermost as I please in words.
Why, it's a paltry cap. I lovest thee well, and thou likest it not.
Love me, or love me not. I like the cap, and it I will have, or I will have none.
Oh, mercy God. What masking stuff is here? What is this, a sleeve? 'Tis a demi-cannon. What in a devil's name callest thou this?
I see she's like to have neither cap nor gown.
You bid me make it the orderly and well according to the fashion and the times.
Marian did. I did bid thee make it not the fashion nor the time.
I never saw a better fashioned gown. More quaint, more pleasurable, more commendable. Be like you make a puppet out of me?
Oh, why true, he means to make a puppet of thee.
She says your worship means to make a puppet of herself.
Oh, monstrous arrogance braved in mine own thread, thou quality, thou remnant.
Your worship is deceived, but the gown is made just as my master directed.
Thou liest. Thou hast faced many men, face not me. Thou hast braved many things, brave not me. I will neither be faced nor braved. I say unto thee, I bid him cut out the gown, but I did not bid him cut it to pieces. Ergo, thou liest.
Why, here's the fashion to testify.
Read it.
The note lies in his mouth if you say I said so.
Aye, there's the villainy. Well, sir, in brief, the gown is not for me.
You're in the right, sir. The gown is for my mistress.
Ah, then bring it on to thy master's use.
Villain, not for my life. Take up my mistress's gown to take for my master's use.
And what's your conceit in that?
Sir, my conceit is deeper than you think. I will not take up my mistress's gown for my master's use.
Make sure the tailor is paid. Go hence and say no more.
Tailor, I will pay thee for thy gown tomorrow. Make no unkindness in his hasty words. Away, I say, commend me to thy master.
Why, Katherine, we on to thy father's house.
I dare assure you, sir, 'tis almost 2. 'Twill be supper time ere you come there.
It shall be supper ere I go, or what to do or think to do. You're still crossing it.
Why, so this
gallant will command the sun.
I say it is the moon that shines so bright.
I know it is the sun that shines so bright.
Now, by my mother's son, and that is myself, it shall be moon or star or what I list.
Say as he says, or we shall never go.
Forward, I pray, since we have come so far. And be it moon or sun or what you please. And if you please to call it a rush candle, henceforth I vow it shall be so for me.
I say it is the moon.
I know it is the moon.
Nay, then you lie. It is the blessed sun.
Thank God be blessed, it is the blessed sun. But sun it is not, when you say it is not. The moon changes, even as your mind.
Petruchio, go thy way. The field is won.
Well, forward, forward. But soft, there is company coming. Which way thou travels? Along with us, we shall be joyful of thy company.
My name is called Vincentio, and I'm bound to Padua, there to see a son I have long not seen.
What is his name?
Lucentio, gentle sir.
Wander we to see thy honest son, who thy arrival be full joyous. Sir, here's the door. This is Lucentio's house. What's he that knocks?
Tell Senor Lucentio that his father has come from Padua, from Pisa.
His father is here, looking out the window.
This is a flat knavery to take upon you another man's name.
Lay hands on the villain.
Mano, Master Vincentio, now we are undone.
Come hither, crackhead. What, have you forgotten me?
I've never seen you before in my life.
Indeed.
Oh, here's a bad man will murder me.
Really, Kate, let us stand aside and see to the end of this controversy.
Sir, what are you that offer to meet my servant?
What am I, sir? Nay, what are you, sir?
What, is the man a lunatic?
As if I knew not his name. His name is Tranio. Tell me, thou villain, where is my son Lucentio?
Carry this mad knave to the jail.
Carry me to the jail?
Stay, officer. He shall not go to prison.
I say he shall go to prison.
Take heed, I dare swear, for this is the right Vincentio.
Pardon, sweet father.
Pardon, dear father.
Where's Lucentio?
Here is Lucentio, right son of the right Vincentio, that had by marriage made thy daughter mine.
Why, tell me this is not my cambio?
Cambio is changed into Vicentio.
Bianca's love made me exchange my state with Tranio. What Tranio did, I myself enforced him to do.
Come, sirrah, let's away.
And time it is when raging war is done, to smile at scapes and perils overblown. My fair Bianca, bid my father welcome, while I with self-same kindness welcome thine. Brother Petruchio and sister Katherine, and thou Hortensio and thy loving widow, feast with the best and welcome to our house.
Now for my life, Hortensio fears his widow.
Then never trust me if I be afeared.
You're very sensible, and yet you miss my sense. I mean, Hortensio is afeard of you. But
He that is deep thinks the world turns around.
roundly replied,
Mistress, how mean you that?
Your husband, being troubled by a shrew, measures my husband's sorrow by his woe. And now you know my meaning.
A very mean meaning.
Right. I mean you.
I am mean indeed, respecting you.
Sure, Kate.
To her, widow.
100 marks my Kate does put her down.
Nope, that's my office.
Spoke like an officer. Hat to thee, lad.
I like Grandma. He's quick-witted folks. Believe me, sir, they butt together well.
Now, Miss Sanders, son Petruchio, I think thou hast the veriest shrew of all.
And I say no. And therefore, for assurance, let each one send unto his wife, and he whose wife is most obedient shall win the wager which we will propose.
Content. What is the wager?
20 crowns.
20 crowns?
100 then.
Content.
A match.
'Tis done. Who shall begin?
That I will. Go, Biondello, bid your mistress come to me.
I go.
How now, what news?
Sir, my mistress sends you word that she's busy and she cannot come.
She cannot come. Is that an answer?
Pray God, sir, your wife send you not a worse.
Biondella, go and entreat my wife to come to me forthwith.
Oh, entreat her. Nay, then she must needs go.
Oh, I'm afraid, sir. Do what you can. Yours will not be entreated.
Now, Biondella, where's my wife?
She says you have some goodly jest in hand. She will not come. She bids you come to her.
Tolerable. Not to be endured. Sir, I'll be endured. Go to your mistress, say, I command her to come to me.
I know her answer.
What? She will not. The fowler fortune mine, and there it ends.
Now, by my holiday, here comes Katharina.
What is your will, sir, that you send for me?
Where's your sister and Hortensio's wife?
They sit conferring by the parlor fire.
Away, I say, and bring them hither straight.
Here's a wonder if you talk of a wonder.
And so it is. I wonder what it bodes.
Merry peace it bodes, and love and quiet life.
The wager thou hast won.
Nay, I will win my wager better yet. Katharina, that cap of yours becomes you not. Off with the bauble and throw it underfoot.
Aye, what a foolish duty call you this?
Katharina, I charge thee, tell these headstrong women what duty they do owe their lords and husbands.
Come, come, you're a monkey. We will have no telling.
Come on, I say. And first begin with her.
She shall not.
I say she shall. And first begin with her.
5. Unknit that threatening, unkind brow, and dart not scornful glances from those eyes. Thy lord, thy husband is thy lord, thy life, thy keeper, thy head, thy sovereign, one that cares for thee.
And for thy maintenance commits his body to painful labor both by sea and land, to watch the night in storm, the day in cold, whilst thou liest warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands, but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Such duty as the subject owes the prince, even such a woman oweth to her husband. And when she is froward, peevish, sullen, sour, what is she but a foul contending rebel?
I am ashamed that women are so simple to offer war when they should kneel for peace, or seek for rule, supremacy, and sway when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies so soft and weak and smooth, but that are unapt to toil and trouble in the world, but that our soft conditions and our hearts should well agree with our external parts?
Come, you frowning, unable worms. My mind has been as big as one of yours, and my heart is great, my reason haply more. Now I see. Our lances are but straws, and bare your stomach's friend is no boot. And place your hand below your husband's foot, in token of which duty, if he please. My hand is ready. May doom ease.
Why, there's a wench. Come on and kiss me, Kate.
Well, go thy ways, old lad, for thou shalt hast.
Ah, 'tis a good hearing when children are toward.
But a harsh hearing when women are froward.
Come on, Kate, we to bed. We three are married, but you two are sped. 'Twas I who won the wager, though you hit the white. And being a winner, God grant you good night.
Now go thy ways. Thou hast tamed a cursed shrew.
'tis a wonder by your leave she shall be tamed so.
Give yourselves a hand. Congratulations! You're done. Don't go anywhere. I would like to invite David Williams up here, Dean of the Visual and Performing Arts at Folsom Lake College. Is that close?
Yeah, good.
Nice.
All right, good job. Good job. Remember how you felt about an hour ago? How do you feel now? Well, that was fantastic. I actually got my doctorate in theater history here from UC Davis, so it's always nice to come back to this beautiful facility, which was being built when I was here. And it's kind of a homecoming for me. My first Shakespeare performance was in college. It was Midsummer Night's Dream. I was playing Bottom. The production was so bad that we had to cancel it. And we ended up doing a night of scenes from other plays. And so you guys have a head start on me. And I'm so happy for you to have that experience. I think Dean Levine said it best at the beginning. How many of us, I remember this myself personally, sat through boring English classes. Your teachers can tell you this too. Sat through boring English classes, and people said, Shakespeare's so great, Shakespeare's so wonderful. And you're like, well, if you say so. If you say so. But he was right. Shakespeare is meant to be performed, and you guys had the opportunity to perform it. And what I loved was the energy where you were giving back to each other. I've seen, by the way, women do the Petruchio scene. I've never seen a man do Kate's speech at the end of the play. And that was fascinating for me. It was just a wonderful, I don't know, it gave it all kinds of new meaning. It was written by a man, so it's perfect that a man should do it. But I know all the feminists over in this corner are getting upset at certain points. It's a wonderful play to think about. But anyway, we are, by the way, the teachers, I think you need to go backstage real quick and for just a little bit, but I have another comment for you. I know that you had a great time working with your teachers on this, and I know you learned a lot from them, but I will guarantee you that if you ask the teachers, they will say that they learned a lot from you during this process. So I want to thank you all for giving back to your teachers and taking your time to help support them in their professional development. And then when you become teachers, or when you have children, you can pass that same love of Shakespeare on down to them. So thank you so much. I know that when we're done here, some of you want to take some group pictures, so get those done as soon as possible. But before you go, your teachers have one more gift for you.
Forbear! You grow too forward, sir. Have you so soon forgot the entertainment her sister Katherine welcomed you with all?
But when we pedant, this is here the patronage of heavenly harmony. You will give me leave to have prerogative. When in music we have spent an hour, your lecture will have leisure for as much.
Preposterous ass that never knew the cause why music was ever ordained. Was it not to refresh the mind of man after his studies or his usual pain? Therefore, give me leave to read philosophy, and when I pause, you may serve in your harmony.
Gerard, I will not bear these ways of thine.
Gentlemen! You do
strive for that which resteth in my choice. I'll not be tied to hands nor appointed times, but learn my lessons as I please myself. And to cut off all strife, here, sit we down, play you the whiles. This lecture will be finished ere you have two.
You will leave it lecture when I am in tune?
That will be never. Tune your instrument. Where left we last? Hic ebit Samois, hic est Sigeia tellus, hic steterat Priami, regeia Sensenius. Construe that. Hic ibat, as I have told you before, Simois, I'm Vincentio, hic est, son unto Vincentio of Pisa, hic steterat, and that Vincentio that comes a wooing, Priami, is my is my Mantranio, Regaia, bearing my port, Celsus, that we may beguile the old pantaloon.
Madam, my instrument's in tune.
Let's hear. Fie the treble jars, spit in the hole, man, and tune again. Now let me see if I may construe it. Hic ibat, I know you not. Hic est Sigeia tellus, I trust you not. Hic steterat Priami, take heed, he hears us not. Regaia, presume not. Calcicenius, despair not.
Madam, 'tis now in tune.
All but the bass.
The bass is right. 'Tis the bass, the knave that jars. How fiery a board our petted is. Now for my life, the knave doth court my love.
In time I may believe that I'm distressed, but let it rest. Now, Litio, to you.
You may take leave for a while. After all, my lessons make no music in 3 parts.
Are you so formal, sir? Well, I must wait and watch withal, for but I be deceived, our fine musician groweth amorous.
Madam, before you touch the instrument, to learn the order of my fingering, we must begin with the rudiments of art. To teach you gamut and brief is short, and here it is in writing fairly drawn.
Why, I'm past my gamut long ago.
Yet read the gamut of Hortensio.
Gamut I am, the ground of all accord. A, re to plead Hortensio's passion. B, me, Bianca, taken for thy lord. C, fought that loves with all affection. D, sol, re, 1 clef, 2 notes have I. E, la, me, show pity or I die. Call you this a gamut, tut, I like it not.
Mistress, your father prays you leave your books and help to dress your sister's chamber up. You know tomorrow is the wedding day.
Farewell, sweet masters both. I must be gone.
Faith, mistress, and I have no cause to stay.
But I have cause to find this petted. Methinks he acted though pure love. And I thought, Bianca, be so humble to cast thy wondering eyes on every stale. Seize thee thy lid. If I find thee ranging, Hortensio will quit thee by changing.
appointed day that Katherine and Petruchio should be married, and yet we hear not of our son-in-law. What will be said? What mockery will it be to want the bridegroom when the priest attends to speak the ceremonial rites of marriage? What says Lucentio to the shame of ours?
No shame, but mine. I must
forsooth, be forced to give my hand, opposed against my heart, to a mad-brained Rudesby full of spleen, who hath wooed in haste and means to wed at leisure? I told you I, who the frantic fool, hiding his bitter jests and blunt behavior, and to be noted a merry man, he'll woo 1,000, point the day of marriage, make feast, invite friends, yet never means to wed where he hath wooed. Now the world must point at poor Katherine and say, "Lo, there is man Petruchio's wife, if it should please him, come and marry her."
Patience, good Katharina. And Baptista too.
Upon my life, Petruchio means but well. Though he be odd sometimes, I know him passing wise. Though he be married, yet withal he is honest.
Would Katharina never meet him, though?
Go. I cannot blame thee now to weep, for such an injury would vex the very saints. Much more is Shrew of thy impatient humor.
Master, master, news, and such news as you've never heard of.
Is it old and new too? How may that be?
Why is it not news to hear Petruchio's coming?
Is he come?
Oh, I know, sir.
What then?
He is coming.
When will he be here?
When he stands where I am and sees you there.
But what's thine old news?
Why, Petruchio's coming wearing a new hat and an old jerkin, a pair of old breeches thrice turned, a pair of boots that have been candle cases, one buckled and the other laced, an old rusty sword taken from the town armory with a broken hilt and shackles, and 2 broken points. His horse, hipped with an old knobby saddle and stirrups of no kindred, besides being benon with the bots, besieged with the glanders, swayed in the back, shoulder-shot, near-legged before with a half-check bit. His headstall, sheep's leather, being used to restrain him to keep him from stumbling, have oftentimes burst, and is now repaired with knots. 1 girth, 6 times pieced, and a woman's crupper of velour, which hath 2 letters from her name fairly set down in studs, and is here and there pieced with paththread.
'Tis some odd humor that pricks him to this fashion, yet oftentimes he goes but mean apparel.
I'm glad he's come, howsoever he comes.
Why, sir, he comes not.
Didst thou not say he comes?
What, that Petruchio came?
Aye, that Petruchio came.
No, sir. I say his horse is coming with him on his back. The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be.
Come, where be these gallants?
You are welcome, sir.
And yet I come not well.
And yet you halt not.
Not so well apparelled as I wish you were. Were it better I should come in thus? But where is Kate? Where is my lovely bride? How does my father? Methinks you frown. And wherefore is this goodly company? As if there were some monument or comet or unusual prodigy.
Why, sir, you know this is your wedding day. First we were sad, fearing you may not come. Now sadder still that you come so unprovided. If I doff this habit, a shame to your estate, an eyesore to our solemn festival.
And tell us, what occasion of import has also long detained you from your wife and sent you hither so unlike yourself? Tedious it were to tell, and harsh to hear. Suffice it to say, I am come to keep my word, though in some small part enforced to digress, which I shall so excuse as you will be satisfied withal. But where is Kate? The morning wears. 'Tis time we went to church. No. See not your bride in these unreverent robes. Come to my chamber, put on clothes of mine, and even thus I'll visit her.
But thus, I trust you will not marry her.
By sooth, even thus, therefore had done with words. To me she's married, not into my clothes. Could I repair what she will wear in me, as I can change these poor accoutrements, 'twere well for Kate, and better for myself. What a fool am I, to chat with you, when I should bid good morrow to my bride, and bid hello to my bride. We will
Convince him. We'll convince him to put on better ere he go to church.
I'll after him and see the event of this.
He is a devil. He's a devil, a very fiend. She's a lamb, a dove, a fool to him. I'll tell you, when the priest should ask if he should take Katherine for his wife, "Aye, by God's wounds," quoth he, and swore so loud that the priest let fall the book. And as he stooped again to take it up, the mad-brained bridegroom took him such a cuff that down fell priest and book and priest. This done, he took his bride about the neck and kissed her with such a clamorous smack that at the parting all the church did echo. What a mad marriage that was.
Oh, gentlemen and friends, I thank you for your pains. I know you think to dine with me today, but so it is. I must lay leaves, yes.
Is it possible you will await tonight?
I must await today before it become night.
Let us entreat you stay till after dinner.
It may not be.
Let me entreat you.
It cannot be.
Let me entreat you.
I am content.
Are you content to stay?
I am content you shall entreat me stay. Although entreat me as you am, we must leave.
If you love me, stay.
Grumio, my horse.
Aye, sir, they be ready. The oats have eaten the horses. Nay then, do what thou canst. I will not go today. No, nor tomorrow. Not till I please myself. The door is open, sir. There lies your way. You may be jogging while your boots are green. As for me, I'll not go until I please myself. 'Tis like you'll prove a jolly surly groom that taketh upon you the first so roundly.
Oh, prithee, Kate, do not be angry.
I will be angry. What hast thou to do? Father, be quiet. He shall stay my leisure.
Obey the bride, you that attend her. Go to the feast, revel. Be mad, be merry, drink what you may, or go hang yourselves. As for my house, and for mine, you will with me. You are my house. You are my barn. You are my property. You are my ass, my horse, my oxen, my everything. Come, Grumio. We to home. Bring forth thy sword! Oh, where be set with these? If thou beest a man, protect thy wife.
All mad marriages never was the like. Come, let's go.
I know my remedy.
What ho, Grumio, Curtis!
Is my master and his wife coming? The fire is ready. But where is Grumio?
Where be these knaves?
By this reckoning, he is more shrew than she.
What? No man adore to hold my horse nor to take my stirrup? Where be Grumio, that foolish knave I sent before? Go, Curtis, go and fetch my supper in. Sit down, Kate, and welcome, sweet Kate. Be merry. Some water here. What ho? Where are my slippers? Shall I have some water? Come, Kate, and wash.
You foolish swain, will you let it fall? A whore's son, beetle-headed, flop-eared knave! Come, Kate. I know you have a stomach. What's this? Mutton?
Aye.
Who brought it?
Aye.
'Tis burnt, and so is all the meat. What dogs are these? Where is that rascal cook?
Patience, I pray you. 'Twas a fault unwilling. The meat was well, if you be so contented.
I tell thee, Kate, 'twas burnt and dried away, and I expressly am forbid to touch it, for it engenders choler, and planteth anger, and better 'twere that both of us did fast, since of ourselves are both choleric, than feed it with such over-roasted flesh. Be patient. Tomorrow it shall be mended. And for this night we'll fast for company. Come, I will bring thee to thy bridal chamber.
Where is he? In her chamber. Making a sermon of continency to her, and rails and swears and rates that she, poor soul, knows not which way to stand, to look, to speak. Sits as one risen from a dream. Away, for he is coming hither.